Some men don't plan to stay single. It just happens. At first, it looks like a choice. They say they enjoy their freedom. They say they're focusing on themselves. And maybe that's true. But then, months turn into years, and something changes. They stop looking. They stop trying. They stop imagining a different life. And without even realizing it, being alone becomes the default. Not because they couldn't find someone, but because they slowly stopped wanting to. In the beginning, being single feels powerful. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to adjust your plans. You don't have to compromise your habits. You wake up when you want. You sleep when you want. You spend your time exactly how you choose. And for a while, this feels like control over your life. No emotional stress, no arguments, no expectations, just peace. But what feels like freedom can slowly become isolation. Because the less you adapt to others, the harder it becomes to include them in your life. Over time, something subtle begins to happen. You start enjoying your own company more than anyone else's. Not because others are bad, but because being alone feels easier. Conversations feel like effort. Explaining yourself feels unnecessary. Social interactions start to feel draining. You begin to observe more than participate. You listen more than you speak. And eventually, you become comfortable being invisible. Even in a room full of people, you feel separate. Your life becomes predictable. Same routines, same environment, same quiet evenings. And there's comfort in that. No surprises, no disruptions, no emotional risks. But slowly, this comfort turns into a trap. Because the more structured your life becomes, the less space there is for someone new. And not because you don't want connection, but because it would require changing everything. Eventually, your emotional world changes. You don't react the same way anymore. Things that used to matter don't feel as important. Things that used to hurt don't affect you as much. Not because you've become stronger, but because you've become used to not depending on anyone. You stop expecting emotional connection. You stop needing validation. And while this looks like independence, it can also be emotional distancing. And then comes something most people don't notice. It's no longer about not finding someone. It becomes about not wanting to change your life. You start avoiding situations where connection could happen. You ignore opportunities. You delay responses. Not intentionally, but because something feels uncomfortable. Because deep down, you know that letting someone in would disrupt everything. And you're not sure you want that anymore. So staying single for too long isn't always a conscious decision. Sometimes it's something that slowly builds over time. A series of small habits, small preferences, small comforts, until one day It simply becomes who you are.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss new videos.